Well, here I am, not 24 hours later, making a follow up video to my Nintendo Direct video that I put out yesterday. And I'm doing this because a lot of news has come out, and I feel like I need to kind of talk about it a little bit, just to clarify some things and, just talk about things, because there's been a lot of discussion going on with this latest Direct and stuff. But before I do that, I need a swig of my Yappuccino. Hold on. That's good yap. Okay. So, a lot of people are complaining about a lot of different things, and for once, it's not because what I wanted didn't get revealed. I mean, there are those people always, but that wasn't the main concern this time. So, a lot of people have been saying that Nintendo really needed to give us something really big to really knock it out of the park and stuff, because there's a lot of discourse going around Nintendo and the Switch 2 in general, which is a discussion for another time. And I don't necessarily disagree. I think with everything going on, Nintendo did really need to wow us, but the Direct ended up being just okay at best, weird at worst. So, let's start off with that Donkey Kong Bonanza DLC. It's $20, and a lot of people are saying that it's really not worth it because it's just DK Island, which has nothing to do except the Emerald Rush, which people say, while fun, it gets kind of repetitive really quickly. And it really does feel like it was a finished part of the game that they just wanted to sell later. Because this was basically like the Luigi's Balloon thing from Mario Odyssey, except that was free. So people are like, this feels like they just purposely cut it out so they could sell it later. Which is not a practice unusual to the gaming industry, although Nintendo doesn't really tend to do it, so that's why a lot of people are kind of angry. I haven't played it myself yet. I'm just throwing this out there because that's what people are saying. And then we have the Amiibos. I didn't talk about any of the Amiibos last video. But these new Amiibos, all of them that were shown off, either range from $30 to $50. You could buy a whole game for that. Amiibos were like $13 when they first came out. And now they're just ridiculous. I used to collect them. I have a huge collection of Amiibo, but I haven't gotten a new one in a long time. I get one every now and then, maybe one a year or something now, because they're just too expensive. And also there's some weird timing of them. The Mario Galaxy ones come out next year, 6 months after announcement. It's okay, a little late for the 40th anniversary, but okay. Really weird. So, yeah, the Amiibos are just way too expensive, for me to be an avid collector like I was. I want that Rosalina one with the storybook and stuff, but that's about it. I think that's all I can afford, at this point. Like I said, you could buy a whole game for this. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, the Pokemon DLC for Legends ZA. That comes out the same day as the game. It's day one DLC, despite the fact that they've already said that this DLC takes place after the main story, so you still got to beat the game. I don't know how long it's going to take. So it's I don't know, shouldn't they have waited a little bit? Not to mention those 3 megas they showed off, the starters, the Kalos starters. Yeah, you got to get an online subscription for that, because you can only get their Mega Stones through ranked battles in 3 different seasons. So you can't even do a playthrough with them or anything, because they're not going to be released right away. So that's ridiculous. It's what if people don't want to play online? What if people don't even have an online subscription? Okay, you got $70 for the Switch 2 version of the game, $60 for the Switch 1. But let's be honest, you're going to get the Switch 2 version. After Scarlet and Violet, who knows how the Switch 1 version is going to run? All the footage we've been seeing have been from the Switch 2 version, which says something. They don't want to show off the Switch 1 version, probably for a good reason. So, yeah, you're probably going to want to get the Switch 2 version, which is $70. The DLC is $30, that's $100. And then the online subscription, whatever that is, I don't even know how much it cost. It used to be $20. I don't know if they raised the price to $30 or something. I don't know. But add that to $100 and there you go. There's your full price. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. And all that day one. It's funny too. People have always said they wish Nintendo would get with the times. They got with the times. This is modern gaming. Nintendo's not the only one doing this. Every company does this now. So, yeah, you got what you want, people. Nintendo is now a modern gaming company. Let's see, is there anything else? Oh yeah, the Virtual Boy thing. That thing's $100 if you want that, weird plastic shell that you got to use to play the game. In fact, I don't even think you need it. They said you need it, but I don't think so, because then there's that cardboard one for the broke people, I guess. If the cardboard one works just as fine, why do you need the $100 one? Why do you need the cardboard one at all? I don't think you need these things. I really don't, because that doesn't make any sense. But whatever. Nintendo still has that mind of being a toy company. Everything they have is a collector's item. Oh yeah, that Rosalina storybook is only $25, which is weird. That's cheaper than any of the amiibos. You know, do these amiibos even do anything? Like, I mean, yes, they do, but I mean, for that much money, they should do more. Like, I don't like the idea of them locking content behind these amiibos like they did for some of them in the old days, but I don't know. They got to make it worth it somehow. You know, like all they do really is sit on my shelf and look cool. Like, my whole bedroom's full of amiibos everywhere. Like I said, I used to collect them, but you know, not anymore. Not really. I think that's pretty much all. Like, obviously, people are like, you know, make us feel like we made the right decision to buy a Switch 2, and let's not be like. I think some people were being really disingenuous when they said that this direct was over an hour long and revealed nothing. Like, that's not true. They revealed a lot. There was a lot in this direct. The problem is everything seemed to come with a caveat. That's the thing. You know, we didn't hear anything about Mario Kart World DLC or the Dusk Bloods or anything, which are coming out next year. Well, the Dusk Bloods at least is supposed to come out next year. I don't know when Mario Kart DLC is coming out. You'd think it'd be soon, but yeah, they did the Donkey Kong DLC so quickly, but whatever. So it's like, why... People are like, why did we buy a Switch? I mean, don't get me wrong, Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza are good games. I know Mario Kart World is divisive, but I find it really fun. Not perfect, but, you know, fun. And we know there's going to be DLC coming. Donkey Kong Bonanza is an amazing game. It's a Game of the Year contender. The DLC is a little bit of a meh thing, apparently. But it's still an amazing game. So that's good. But, and, you know, we got more stuff coming through. Hopefully a lot of these other games that they showed off will be good. Remember what I said in that video yesterday? I said I have a wait-and-see attitude on some of these. The Mario Tennis Fever, by the way, is $70, which is probably going to be a hard pass for me. Right now, they haven't really shown anything that makes me believe it's worth $70. The last one they did, like I said, was a huge disappointment, and it wasn't worth $60. So I don't know why this one would be $70 when it doesn't look like they really added much. You know, they had a story mode in the last one, but that was basically a trick. I feel like this story mode might also be a trick. You know, like it just looks like a story mode, but it's really just like a tutorial or stuff that you can like normally do in normal gameplay. You know, I don't know. Like I said, it hasn't convinced me. But anyway, that's my thoughts on all of this. There's just so much going on with the discourse and everything, and it's kind of annoying, but it's not undeserved. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you next time.